doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win, apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, apply myself.
Welcome back to CTC. I'm your gracious host, Carl, and I'm here to give y'all bowl game previews as promised from Tuesday, yesterday. And I'm here to, give y'all recaps from yesterday and give y'all previews for tomorrow. I'm going to be back. I'm going to hit y'all with an episode every day between now and, I think, Sunday. Now and Saturday. No, now and Friday. So today, tomorrow. So today I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing Saturday. And then Sunday, I'm going to recap whatever I missed, and I'm going to be giving you, hopefully, Monday's preview. So just trying to give you a little bit of I made a little bit of an honorable. So, yeah, I'm just trying to let y'all know. But this one's going to be quick. Should be short, simple. I'm recapping Tuesday, previewing Thursday. Tomorrow, I will be recapping Wednesday, previewing. No, today is Thursday. So I'm recapping Tuesday, previewing Friday, and then tomorrow I am recapping Wednesday, previewing Saturday, and I might be able to recap Thursday. I know right now, currently, Texas A&M and Oklahoma State is still going on. Texas A&M is now driving against Oklahoma State. Texas A&M forced a punt by Oklahoma State after a huge personal foul on 4th and short by Ali Gordon, which forced Oklahoma State to punt. Texas A&M just scored on the previous drive with a 20-yard Marcel Reed, I believe his name is. I know he was the backup for today. Yeah, Marcel Reed touchdown run. So Texas A&M looking to drive again. Let's get into these recaps. The first one we have is the Bowling Green, Minnesota game. Bowling Green falls short to Minnesota 24-30. I did pick Minnesota to win this game. Bowling Green was started with a Odeu Hilaire 46-yard touchdown catch, which he was a pleasant surprise for me. He did a really good job Tuesday. He had a really good game for Bowling Green. He scored a 46-yard touchdown there. Minnesota would start with an Elijah Spencer 4-yard touchdown catch. And the 2-point they went for 2 would be no good. That was set up by a 13-play drive. And then Bowling Green would have a turnover on downs, 4th and 7, passes incomplete, which would lead to a 3-and-out punt. But then Minnesota's next drive would score a 31-yard field goal. And with 2:40 left in the second quarter, Cole Kramer would throw a pick, which would lead to Bowling Green's 33-yard field goal. Then Minnesota would start the second half with a Cole Kramer 1-yard touchdown run set up by 7 carries for 56 yards by Darius Taylor. So as you can tell, like I said, Saturday, I believe I brought it up. Darius Taylor was it wasn't Saturday, I think it was Monday. Darius Taylor was a game time decision. Well, he played. Bowling Green starts second half with a 3-and-out punt. Minnesota scores a 7-yard touchdown pass to Jamison Gears, the tight end. He was wide open. Cole Kramer kind of took a while to throw the ball. When I was watching it, I was like, hurry up, throw the ball. He's wide open. And finally got him the football in the flats for a touchdown. That was set up by Quentin Redden, 27-yard punt return. Then, with 11:10 left in the fourth quarter, Bowling Green would score an 18-yard Payshawn Wembley touchdown run, set up by Payshawn Wembley 42-yard run. They found some late game with him attacking the outside, attacking the perimeter. Speedy guy, speedy back. Was able to rip off 2 huge runs. Then Minnesota would answer with a 17-yard Darius Taylor touchdown run. He just walked in the end zone, set up by LaMikey Brockington, 51-yard kick return. So special teams set up 2 straight touchdowns for the Minnesota Gophers. The Bowling Green will have a response with a 2-yard counter, basically like touchdown run set up by Harold Fannin, 29-yard catch. But then Minnesota will recover Bowling Green's onside kick, and they will be able to run out the rest of the clock to win the game 30-24. Like I said, man, Minnesota was going to pound the rock. Bowling Green had to try to find a way to stop it. They contained it for a little bit, but they really couldn't stop the run. I think Cole Kramer played a decent game besides the one interception he had. Pretty decent game. Yeah, man, Minnesota was just too much. Bowling Green did have a really good start. Was up at halftime, but Minnesota second half really was the third quarter for Minnesota. Really took over the game. Like I said, they found something with Payshawn Wembley, but ultimately Minnesota hangs on to win the game. We move on to the First Responder Bowl. Texas State 45, Rice 21. Now, I did pick Texas State to win this game. I did tell y'all AJ Padgett had to take care of the football through 2 pick sixes. So didn't do a great job there. The backup even comes in and throws 2 interceptions, I believe, for a total of 4 picks on the night for Rice. Man, just turnovers. Turnovers are a big killer for the Rice offense. Texas State forced 4 picks. Like I said, 2 of them being the Brown. Well, I didn't say who it was, but 2 being the Brown Holloway of Texas State. So really good job there. I also picked Texas State because I thought that TJ Finley and his offense would be better than AJ Padgett. And, you know, they were missing JT Daniels, so I didn't really expect much out of AJ. They were able to put up 21. I think Dean Connors had 2 of those touchdowns. Luke McCaffrey, I believe, had the other one, which is the 2 stars on the offensive side of the ball with JT Daniels being gone. So let's get into it, though. Jackson State. Texas State starts with a 29-yard Jamel Jeter touchdown run set up by Ismail Mahdi, 26-yard run. Rice starts with a 3-and-out punt. Rice would then score a 7-yard Luke McCaffrey touchdown catch. Texas State will answer with a 1-yard Jamel Jeter touchdown run set up by Ashton Hawkins, 32-yard catch. With 14:36 left in the second quarter, AJ Padgett, I don't know, I'm sorry. I know I'm butchering your name. I'm so sorry. Throws a pick 6 to Brian Holloman for his first. Then with 6:07 left in the second quarter, Rice scores a 3-yard Dean Connors touchdown run set up by multiple defensive penalties. I believe Texas State had like a bunch of personal fouls this game. Rice would then score a 28-yard Dean Connors touchdown run set up by a 27-yard Dean Connors run. But then Texas State will score a 31-yard field goal right before the half to take the lead 24-21. As y'all know, Rice will get shut out in the second half. Texas State would start the second half with a 3-yard Nash Jones touchdown run, while Rice would start with an AJ Padgett pick 6 to Brian Holloman for a second pick 6 of the day. About to say the game. With 12:10 left in the fourth quarter, Shaqui Eteresh throws his first interception, but it would lead to a punt. But the punt is then fumbled by Mobility, which would be recovered by Texas State, which would then lead to another 3-and-out punt. But then Texas State will score a 1-yard Jamel Jeter touchdown run set up by Ismail Mahdi, 33-yard run. And then Shaqui Eteresh would then throw his second pick of the game, but it would just lead to the end of the game. Now, I thought that Ismail Mahdi being a better back would have more touchdowns, but as you can see, he was setting up touchdowns for Jamel Jeter to score. But hey, man, it's a team game. So Texas State, like I said, better offense in this game. Did not see pick 6s coming, but hey, 2 pick 6s does not hurt. Well, they don't always win you the game, though. As University of Louisiana, 3 defensive touchdowns against Jack State, still lost the game. But great game by Texas State. Great bowl win. I know they were saying how this year restored the feeling to Texas State. So I'm happy to see that, man. Hopefully they can build on that. Let's see what they can do in the Sun Belt next year. We move on to the last game of Tuesday, excuse me. No. Man, I don't even know. These days are running together. I believe it was yesterday, though. Yeah. Yesterday was Tuesday. Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Jesus. I know my intro in the beginning is going to have people confused. Just know that it's late. Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow I will be giving you your previews for Friday. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, last game of Tuesday was the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. Kansas 49, UNLV 36. Now I did pick Kansas to win. I just thought Kansas had the more explosive offense. I know Kansas could really run the ball, but man, Jason Bean, he was out there throwing the rock. He was slinging the rock. I think Jason Bean had 3 picks on the night. But he was still slinging the rock. These Kansas wide receivers were making plays. And I told y'all, Kobe Bryant came away with an interception. So, you know, I really like Kobe Bryant a lot. So he got a pick. Actually, UNLV threw their fair share amount of interceptions as well. But let's get into it. UNLV will start with a touchdown, the 3-yard Vincent Davis touchdown run set up by Jacob DeJesus, 23-yard catch. Kansas will actually start with a 3-and-out punt. The Kansas will score a 6-yard Luke Grimm touchdown catch set up by Quentin Skinner, 36-yard catch. The UNLV, Jaden Maeva will throw his first pick. I believe that's the one to Kobe Bryant. Which would lead to a 60-yard Luke Grimm touchdown catch. The UNLV would miss a 52-yard field goal, which would lead to a 15-yard Lawrence Arnold touchdown catch. Jaden Maeva would throw a second interception, which would lead to Jason Bean's first interception, which would lead to a 3-and-out punt. And then Kansas would then score later on a 1-yard Devin Neal touchdown run set up by a 44-yard Quentin Skinner catch. UNLV would kick a 40-yard field goal right before the half. And Kansas will start the second half with Jason Bean's second interception, which will lead to a 5-yard Shelton Zion touchdown catch. Then UNLV on his next possession will score a 37-yard Ricky White touchdown catch, head top. Ricky White, man, I love Ricky White, man, just a baller. Again, former Spartan, doing his thing at UNLV. Kansas, Jason Bean would then throw his third interception, but it would lead to a 3-and-out punt. Kansas would then score a 40-yard Lawrence Arnold touchdown catch set up by Mason Fairchild, 20-yard catch. UNLV would answer with an 11-yard Jacob DeJesus touchdown run set up by Jacob DeJesus 38-yard catch, but the 2-point would be no good. Then Kansas will answer with a 56-yard Lawrence Arnold touchdown catch. UNLV, turnover on downs, 4th and 1 passes incomplete, which will lead to a 43-yard Luke Grimm touchdown catch. UNLV will answer with a 50-yard Sanike McKee touchdown catch set up by a defensive pass interference. And then Kansas will run out the last 6:27 in the game to win the game 49-36. Like I said, man, Jason Bean, despite the 3 interceptions, was slinging the rock, as you can see with all these long touchdowns. Luke Grimm, Lawrence Arnold, Quentin Skinner had big catches. Just, big day for these Kansas wide receivers. Mason Fairchild at tight end got in on the action as well. UNLV was also to put up points. I figured it would be a high-scoring game because Kansas, while they are a pretty good offense, defensively, they do have troubles at times getting stops. They do got guys like Melo Dawson, Kenny Logan, and Kobe Bryant, but still stops at a time can become a problem. But they were able to pull it off and win the Guarantee Rate Bowl. I believe that, they avenged the loss to Arkansas last year in that great bowl game last year. So shout out to Lance Leipold, man, taking over Kansas, making life different as a Jayhawk, man. Jayhawks football, just a new life. Lance Leipold is turning over another program. Had Buffalo really good. Now he's working with Kansas. He got Kansas in back-to-back bowl games. I believe 9 wins on the season, 8 before the bowl game, I believe. So, shout out him, man. Just program changer. Now we're going to move on to these bowl previews we got for tomorrow. And we're going to start with the Fenway Bowl. The Fenway Bowl is tomorrow, I believe, at 11 in the morning on ESPN. Got to flip the page one more time. For SMU, 24th ranked SMU. I believe that's 24th ranked SMU. They have 8 opt-outs from what I saw. Preston Stone, as y'all know, is out for the year, out for season. So that will leave Kevin Jennings to take over at quarterback, and Kevin Jennings has to take care of the football. In the American Athletic Championship game, he had 1 touchdown to 2 interceptions. So that has to change. Jalen Knighton will be relied on heavily on the ground, along with LJ Johnson. Those two on the ground will be relied on. And they have to contain Thomas Castellanos because he can use his legs. He leads Boston College in rushing and passing. So, you're going to have to look out for all the QB runs, design runs, option plays, things like that. You got to keep them contained. Now, for Boston College, they have 13 opt-outs, around 13 opt-outs. Thomas Castellanos will play at quarterback. But I feel like they do have to give a steady dose of Kai Robichaux, who is second on the team in Boston College in rushing, who's actually a running back. So I feel like they do have to give him the rock. I do feel like he is one. I think he might be, in my opinion, I do think he's Boston College's best player on offense. Castellanos will have to be effective through the air. We know what Castellanos can do on the ground. He has to be able to complete passes, move the chains with his arm as well. Cannot be one-dimensional because this SMU defense is pretty solid. I'm not going to lie. This SMU defense is pretty good. They did a really good job against Tulane in the American Athletic Championship. They actually did a pretty decent job against Oklahoma in certain situations. Just Oklahoma's a really talented Big 12 offense. So, match that up with a pretty solid American Athletic Conference defense, is going to take advantage. Is going to get his plays, but they did a pretty solid job. So I think SMU is a solid defense, and have to put up points because SMU can score. They're going to have to probably win a shootout if they have a chance at winning. But I'm gonna take SMU to win this game. I understand Preston Stone isn't playing. I think Kevin Jennings is serviceable enough. He's shown that he can win with this SMU team by winning the American Athletic Conference Championship, something they haven't done in a long. I don't think they've ever won the American, and it's been a long time since they won a championship period. So he got it done in the championship game. I think he can get it done in the bowl game. I do think Thomas Castellanos will cause some type of problems for this SMU defense, but I think they'll be able to sink their teeth into this Boston College offense. And then once they do that, it's pretty much a wrap. And SMU do have weapons on the outside that may give this Boston College defense some issues. So I'm going to take SMU on this one. We move on to the Pinstripe Bowl. Rutgers versus Miami, the U. You can catch this game tomorrow, 2:15 on ESPN. Now, oddly enough to me, Rutgers is favored. Now, I think that's because Miami will be down to the third string because TVD is in the transfer portal and the backup is out for the year, being hurt in that Florida State game. So, and we really don't know what this third stringer can do. Rutgers has about 12 opt-outs, but Cal Monunga and Gavin Wimsatt, from what I've seen, is set to play. Wimsatt has to be effective passing the ball because if he's not, then Miami is going to key in on the run. Because I always say it. Keyed on the run against Rutgers, man. Cal Monunga, the best player on this team. I say the best player on the team. I know Rutgers do got some defensive guys that are tough, but I think Cal Monunga is the best player on this team. You stop Cal Monunga, it normally leads to a W for your team. So Wimsatt has to be effective passing. My next point is run, Cal run. Obviously, what I just said, man, Cal's going to be relied on heavily. He's the focal point of this offense. And my last point for Rutgers is force Miami to pass. Let's see what this third string QB is made of. Exactly. Let's see what this guy got. Can he beat us with his arm? Let's focus on the run a little bit. Let's see what he can do. If he started to light us up, okay, cool. Maybe we could play a little bit more coverage. Maybe he's not as sweet as we think. So, but if you got to test him. Now for Miami, they got a bunch of opt-outs, including Kobe Young, went to Georgia, TVD. Transfer portal. Cam Kinchins, he's opting out because of the draft. So you got guys that's not playing for Miami either. You got to stop Cal Monunga, though. I just went on my little rant about that. You have to make Gavin Wimsatt beat you with his arm because I've really yet to see it. And you got to find ways. I know Rutgers got a pretty talented defense. Big Ten teams, it's a pretty good stout Big Ten defense. They got guys on the edge, guys at corner. They can make plays. I think you got to get the ball to Xavier Restrepo, though. Like, you got to get him to rock, Xavier Restrepo to rock. He's a playmaker. He does great things with the ball. I think Donald Chaney is also in the transfer portal, so you're not going to have him. So you got to use the running back by committee there. But I think the wrong team is favored. I'm going to go with Miami. I know Miami got a couple key players in the transfer portal, but I think Miami isn't favored only because of the quarterback situation, which I think this quarterback will be fine. I think this quarterback will be fine against this Rutgers team. And if all else fails, Gavin Wimsatt, I don't see him beating Miami with his arm. So I'm going to take Miami in this one as the dogs here. Moving on to NC State versus Kansas State in the Pop-Tart Bowl, labeled one of the best bowl, the best bowl trophy in all the bowl games. Got the Pop-Tarts coming out the toaster of the bowl of the football. It's a tough trophy. I ain't gonna lie. I really love the trophy, so I'm not mad at that title. But yeah, NC State versus Kansas State. Now I do have NC State at 18th in the country, 25th in the country. Kansas State. You can catch that game tomorrow, 5:45 on ESPN. For NC State, they have a bunch of opt-outs, but Brandon Armstrong is not one of them. Brandon Armstrong, from what I see, will be playing, but Peyton Willis is one of them, getting ready for the draft, one of the best defensive players in the country, won multiple defensive player awards. He will not be playing in this Pop-Tart Bowl, so kind of want to see what they're going to do there on the defensive end. Have to get the ball to Kevin Concepcion, the outstanding freshman for NC State. I believe he won ACC Freshman of the Year. Outstanding wide receiver for NC State. They got to stop DJ Giddens. DJ Giddens will be one of the lone backs for Kansas State with Trayshawn Ward entering the transfer portal. You got to find a way to stop DJ Giddens, especially because Will Howard will also not be there. Will Howard has transferred out. So they're down to their backup quarterback, who's a freshman. And can they stop this Avery Johnson-led offense? Well, pretty good defense, but your best defensive player isn't there. So let's see how your defense can react with him being gone. I think they'll be okay, though. I don't think they'll be the same, but I think they'll be fine. Now for Kansas State, they got a bunch of opt-outs as well. Like I said, no Will Howard, no Treshaun Ward, no Kobe Savage. So they're going to rely heavily on DJ Giddens, especially with their backup being a freshman. They have to rely on him, at least somewhat give him a couple carries, allow your freshman guy to settle in, or give him some easy rhythm, quick throws, allow your freshman quarterback, Avery Johnson, to settle in. They have to have somebody step up at wide receiver because Phillip Brooks at wide receiver is also an opt-out. I don't know. I don't think it's transfer portal. I think it's maybe draft. I'm not 100% sure, but Phillip Brooks will not be there. And for K-State, they have to contain Brennan Armstrong, who at one point was leading NC State in rushing. I don't think he's currently leading NC State in rushing. I'm going to double check that. But he was at one point leading NC State in rushing before he got benched for MJ Morris, who is in the transfer portal. Don't think MJ Morris is committed, and if he has, I don't remember what. Yep, Brendan Armstrong is still leading NC State with 544 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns. So leading NC State in rushing yards. Got to contain him. Can't allow him to beat you with his arm and his leg. But with that being said, I'm going to take NC State in this game. I think that Kansas State, when going against good defenses, can struggle. Don't know what to expect from Kansas State with Will Howard being gone. I know I didn't start off as the biggest Will Howard fan, but he has made improvements to his game. I don't know if Avery Johnson going to bring. And I feel like if you can stop DJ Giddens like Oklahoma State showed, then it'll put this K-State offense in peril. They won't be the same. It won't operate the same if you can stop the run, which I know NC State can do very well. So I'm going to take NC State in the Pop-Tart Bowl to win. And finally, my last bowl preview for tomorrow is the Alamo Bowl. Arizona versus Oklahoma. Arizona is actually favored by 1.5. 14th ranked Arizona versus 12th ranked Oklahoma. Now, you can catch that game tomorrow at 9:15 on ESPN, so another late game. Just like the Texas Bowl currently going on. That was a 9 o'clock kickoff. It might be over now, actually. See if I have a final for you guys. No, it is not over. It is still 20-31 Oklahoma State with the football. Arizona, they have about 10 opt-outs, but Noah Fafita, the phenomenal freshman quarterback, is not one of them. Tutoria McMillan, Jacob Cowan, they're all playing. So they have to get the ball to Tutoria McMillan and Jacob Cowan. Tutoria McMillan is the thumbnail, as y'all can see. Get them the ball. They have to stop these wide receivers at Oklahoma. I believe they're all playing as well. Jalil Farouk, Drake Stoops, Andrew Anthony, Nick Anderson. Got to stop these guys. Now, the thing that helps you is, which I'll get into in like a couple seconds, Dylan Gabriel transferred out. He's going to Oregon, so he won't be there for Oklahoma. And they have to light a fire under Jackson Arnold, the freshman quarterback that will be taking over for Oklahoma. Light a fire. Let's see what he can do. Let's see if he can read coverages. Let's see if he can get the ball. He's another freshman guy. Let's see what he can do. Now, for Oklahoma, they got a bunch of opt-outs. No Dylan Gabriel, no Tyree Walker. They do have Gavin Sawchuk, however, and Gavin Sawchuk will be relied on at running back to same thing. Arnold Jackson, get him settled in. Maybe the same thing, man. Get him some quick, easy passes. A freshman quarterback in a bowl game. Let's rely on the run, or let's get some quick perimeter passes. Get him settled. Get him in rhythm. Oklahoma, they can't afford any turnovers because Arizona already can put up a bunch of points with this offense. You can't give them short fields to put up more points, steal possessions, and put up more points and get behind quick. You can't allow that to happen. And they got to prevent the Noah Fafita fire show. I was going to say like the fire show, like Fafita, but I don't know if people would have got it. But anyway, got to prevent that. Don't allow him to light up the scoreboard because I don't know if Oklahoma with a freshman quarterback can light up the scoreboard back. But with that being said, I will take Arizona. Arizona's offense, I've seen it throughout the years. Not a lot of players are missing. I don't think any major players from this offense, besides maybe a lineman or so, isn't playing. So we've seen this offense light it up since Fafita took over for Jaden Delorier. Think it doesn't change against Oklahoma. We've seen offenses light up this Oklahoma defense. They're missing a couple pieces offensively and defensively. So I think the Arizona will be able to light up this Oklahoma defense. Don't know if Oklahoma's going to be able to light up this Arizona offense. I don't know if this Oklahoma offense is going to light up this Arizona defense. I think Arizona defense isn't not the greatest, but I don't think it's bad. I think it's pretty decent. So I like Arizona to win the Alamo Bowl. Just a lot of production in this bowl game for them. Missing a huge production at Oklahoma with Dylan Gabriel not being there, transferring out. So give me Arizona. And now with that being said, that's all I got for y'all tonight. I will be watching the end of this Texas A&M Oklahoma State game. I picked Oklahoma State to win that, so I'll be rooting for Oklahoma State to finish. I will be back tomorrow. Don't know what time. Probably be around the same time as tonight to get y'all previews and y'all recaps. So recaps from today's game and previews of Friday's games. I hope I'm not throwing y'all off because I know I threw myself off. So, but it is what it is. Stick around for all our shows tomorrow. I know the main show will be back tomorrow. I don't know who else will be back tomorrow. But yeah, man, just stick around, man. And until next time, peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.